Good morning. I, Purna, is going to teach you in this video about the poem An Elementary School Classroom in Islam. So, in this poem, the school of the slum area is being discussed where there is no facility. All the children are looking very depressed, though it is a belief of the poet that if they children would be given a chance, they will definitely improve and they should have right to be happy at any cost. So now I will be doing the explanation of the poem. So let's begin. Now children, so this poem, An Elementary School Classroom in Islam, it is in this poem Stephen Spender, the poet, has described about the classroom in an a school of elementary school. Now children, the whole school is actually a one small classroom where the children of all age groups are sitting. They are looking very unhappy. There is no glow in their faces, and the children of all age group is sitting in one classroom. The classroom is not maintained, it is not cleaned properly, and we can see that there is no glow and shininess on the children's face. And these children, they are coming and sitting in the classroom not in a proper appearance. They don't have any proper appearance. They are not having clean clothes to put. Their hairs are uncombed, and there is a depression on their faces. The face are looking very dull. So I want to say that these children are looking very sad. They know that they will never be happy in life. In fact, they are not having the basic needs of the life. They don't have proper food, nutritious food. They are born ill. They are inherited. Many of them had inherited the disease of their parents. Even the scene of the classroom is described. It is a dim class. Okay, the classroom, there is no proper light. The wall is very dirty. The white color wall has been turned into a yellow color wall. That means from the long time there was no whitewash has been done on the wall. The children are looking sad. Till now only two children can be seen, one tall girl and the other is a very sweet and young boy. So this thing happened in the classroom. That means, and the worst thing is that till now there is no teacher. The children are sitting like that. So first paragraph I have described, first stanza has been described by me, though I will tell you again, and let me again refresh you with the important point of the poem. So in the first stanza of the poem, it has been described that the children of the elementary school, they look pathetic and miserable. They have got lifeless and pale faces. Pale means without any expression, without any glow, without any shininess. The hair are uncombed, and the hair is compared with a rootless weed. So here, which figure of speech we are using? You can see it here. Like rootless weed. Okay, so the hair is compared with a rootless weed. The hair torn around their pallor. And children, the hair is not combed properly. The hair, it is looking very untidy. Paler is the pale faces, and they not only the hair, the faces is not cleaned. It is looking very pale, as if they are weighed down by sadness. They are weighed down by the depression of life. Now children, in the first stanza, They two students are also sitting. One is a tall girl and whose face is weighed down with a depression, and she is keeping her head down, looking down at the floor. Now the this poet is also throwing light that since because of the lack of nutritious food they are having, their growth is not good. They inherit the back of his dim classroom. He is dreaming of squirrels, game and trees, and of other interesting places other than his dull and drab classroom. Now he is dreaming of a squirrel game. Now children, the girl is looking very sad, but there is a hope in the boy face. He is very young, he is very sweet, and he is dreaming about the tree and where he would be playing with the squirrel, and that squirrel is going inside the home in the tree. So this is there. The gift given as donation and the picture of Shakespeare head are hung on the wall. Now children, there are many people who had given them the gift. There are many people who had given them the gift, and these gifts, they are donated by many rich people. There are so many things, but the one gift is emphasis here, and that is the picture of Shakespeare. That means only the head portion of the Shakespeare is depicted in the picture, and that is hung on the unpleasant creamy wall. But these pictures, they are useless to these unfortunate children, because they are not even provided the basic need, the food, the clothes. So how can they give attention to this picture when they are hungry? They are not having good food. They are living in a very slum area, in a very dirty place. So these pictures and the gift, they don't have any value to these unfortunate children. In the early morning, the sky is cloudless. Whereas now children, here the poet has shared his view about the classroom in a slum area, but he is also emphasizing on the school, the institution in the civilized world, that is the institution in the city. Domes of the institution of the civilized world shine in every city. Now children, he is telling that the school are maintained and they are having a very good condition, proper hygiene, everything is there in the school of the civilized world. That means the school which are there in the city is provided with all the facilities, with all the hygiene which should be there in the school, like safe drinking water, cleanliness of the toilet, everything is there in the school. So here he is also comparing the two type of school. So are the in Tyrrell Valley. The poet also said, tell the place where is this school situated. So he is placing about a place in Austria, not Australia, see, in Austria, and the place is Tyrrell Valley. Music of bells and fragrance of flower pervade there. Now in that school, beautiful fragrance of flower is there, and the music of bells can be heard. The map of slum, that word is meaningless, and children, the map of the word to these children, the children who are living in the slum area, children who are going to the classroom of the slum area, these maps are meaningless to them. Now children, I am going to read the second stanza. On sour cream walls, donations Shakespeare had, cloudless at dawn, civilized dome riding all cities, belt, flowery, Tyro's valleys, open-handed map, awarding the world its word, and yet for these children, these window, not this map, their word, were all their future painted with a fog. A narrow street, sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from river, caps, and stars of words. So, this is about the second stanza which I have read, and now I will be doing the explanation part. So, the sour cream wall. What is the meaning of sour cream wall? That means the condition of the classroom wall is creamy, sour, and dull. The color of the classroom wall suggests that the life of children in the slum school is very pathetic. It is very sad. They are not having any hygiene, they are not having any facilities in the classroom. Now, children, the two things that shows a civilized race here are the picture of Shakespeare which was donated and the high rising dome. High rising dome is indicating a well maintained school with all the nice furniture, with all the facilities, with all the hygiene in the school. So two things are the picture of Shakespeare and the high rising dome is indicating. High rising dome is indicating to that school which is having a lot of facility and it is maintaining its hygiene condition also. They demonstrate a civilized world. Well, then he is telling that school, he is comparing the school of the classroom of the slum area and comparing the school of the civilized world, whereas the classroom of the slum area is not having any facilities. They are living in an unhygienic condition. In fact, there is no school. There is one classroom where all the students are going, and on the contrary, the school in the civilized world is full of facilities. What is and it is situated in the Tireless Valley. That means it want to indicate that the situation of the school is also situated where there is a pollution free area is there, good roads are there, there is fresh air to breathe, sunshine is there so that the children can enjoy the beautiful sky and the sunshine. So all these facilities are there in a good school. Open-handed map avoiding the words its word. So the meaning of this line, avoiding the word is word, is the map depicts the word of the rich and the powerful. There are few maps are there in the walls of this school, the school which is there in the slum area, but it don't have any meaning to the children there. It depicts the word of the rich and the powerful word of the rich people. It is donated to the slum dweller who are the members of a different ward. The poet is further saying that, and yet for these children, these windows, not this map, their word, where all their future painted with a fog. So he is telling the these children here are referred to the children who are studying in an elementary school classroom, and their word is limited to the window of the classroom. Their word is only one room in the classroom, and one window is there, one small classroom is there, that is their school. They are confined only within the narrow street of the slums. Their life is never beyond that narrow street of the slum, far away from the open sky and river. They don't know what is the beauty of the open sky, how to take breath in the open sky and watch the beautiful waves of the river. Their view is full of despair and despondency. The life of the children seems to be bleak. That means they are not having any future, they are having dark future, they are not happy, they are sad, they are gloomy, and they are, first of all, they are not having hope for anything. That is the worst thing. So the future of these children is uncertain and dark. Now I further read the poem. Where all the future painted with a fog, a narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from river, caps, and stars of words. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far from rivers, caps, and stars of word. So here, surely Shakespeare is wicked, the map a bad example. Now, children, as I told you, the picture of the Shakespeare and the picture of the word is given to them by the. It is given them in a donation by the rich people, by the powerful people. Shakespeare head means a picture or statue of Shakespeare face. Till Shakespeare head only. So, children, these children are the children of the slum area. Not this map means here the other word of important, rich and civilized people. The other word of very important, rich and civilized and powerful people of the world. So let's read. Surely Shakespeare is wicked, the map a bad example. So here Shakespeare is here it means Shakespeare, it is indicating to the picture of the Shakespeare which is donated to them by the rich and powerful people of the world. The map a bad example. The map, children, the map of the powerful people is they had a right to draw the map. Like I've given you earlier, I've given you the example of Hitler. Okay, and he was the most powerful person of the world. He had a right to draw the map. Why? Because he had done a lot of portion of France and all that, so he had increased his map. So but for these children, the value of Shakespeare and this map, they don't have any value in their life, simply because they only want to have the basic needs of the life. These pictures and this map, they don't have any value in their life. It was not an important thing to them, like the children who are studying in a good school in the city, with ships and sun and love tempting them to steal. Now the poet here says that these children, they are deprived of the happiness. They don't enjoy the ships, they don't enjoy the sun and the beautiful sunshine. They don't know what is the meaning of real love. Tempting them to steal, that means they are not tempted by all this thing because they have not seen it. They don't have any interest. They only wanted some basic need and some hygiene. Only this will satisfy them. They don't want all this thing, though they are having full right to watch the ship, to play in the beautiful sunshine, and they also want to have love from the people of the world. And the poet says that all beautiful things like ship, sun and love tempt the children of slum school. Now the poet says that he is telling that the children spend their life confined in their cramped holes like the rodents. Their bodies look like skeletons because they are the victim of malnutrition. That means they are having a skeleton body. That means they are very thin. They are the victims of the malnutrition. Their steel frame spectacles with repaired glasses make them appear like the broken pieces of bottle scattered on a stone. That means some of the children, they are putting the specs. They are so poor that they are not having the proper glass, the proper lenses. Here glass means the lenses. They have just anyhow, they have adjusted that broken glasses. Okay, and they are looking, the title has been given to them that these children are looking the bottle piece, if they are looking like the broken bottle scattered on the stone. Their future seems to be bleak, their future seems to be dark. They don't have any support, any happiness in the life. From fog to endless night. Now children, here fog means uncertainty. Like children, when we are surrounded by fog, we cannot see anything. We don't know where we are going. So it means their life is also uncertain. They don't know which way they should go, which way would lead them to happy life and normal life. So like a fog, their life is also uncertain. The only certainty in their life is the endless night of their death. In other words, their birth, life, and death are all enveloped by darkness. Children, when they are being born in that slum area, they know the happiness will never come to them till they die. So the poet is telling from fog to endless night. Fog actually indicate the fog of the morning. That means the moment they are born. And night here means till their death. That means from the moment they are born till their death, they will never achieve any happiness. They will never achieve any success, and they have a very dark future. They don't even have the basic needs of their life. Unless so I'm talking from here, I'm going to read. So blot their maps with slum as big as doom. This map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs. Break, oh break, open till they break the town, and show the children to green fields, and make their word run azure on gold sand, and let their tongues run naked into books, the white and green leaves open, history there whose language is the sun. So children, let me explain this beautiful lines written by Spencer Spindle. Let's read it. Before explaining this line, children, let me explain you some important point which I was not able to explain earlier. And from here I am going to read once again. On their slag heap these children were skin peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel, with mended glass like bottle bits on stone. All of their time and space are foggy slums, so blot their maps with slum as big as doom. Now children, here few images are described, and what are the two images which is used to describe these slums? So this slum is described by few words like slag heap, bottle bits on stone, foggy slums, and slum as big as doom. So these are the few words which is describing the slum area, which prove that the children are living in the slum area. These children wear skin peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel. So these images, it convey the misery of the children and the poverty of their dirty and unhygienic surrounding. Now, what are the two images used to describe this slum? So I have told you the name of four things: slag heap, bottle bits on stone, foggy slums, and slum as big as doom. And children, what do these images convey? They convey that these children, they are living in a most worse condition and in a most dirty surrounding with full of poverty. Their surrounding is very unhygienic, not suitable for a child. That's why many people are sick there in the slum area. What sort of life do such children lead? Now children, what sort of life? Definitely, if the surrounding is not clean, if the surrounding is not hygienic, then we can understand, we can judge that they were living in the dirty and unhygienic surroundings. The slum children lead very pathetic and miserable lives, full of disease, poverty, and uncertainty. Now, children, then this thing I think I've told you earlier also, that they are putting the spectacles of the class which is not mended, and they are looking like the bottles scattered on the stone. So this I think I've told you earlier also. Now this line, all of their time and space are foggy slum. That means the poet conveys his protest against social injustice and class inequalities. So all of their time and space are foggy slum, so blot their maps of slum as big as doom. Now the poet conveyed through this line, so blot their maps with slum as big as doom. It means that he is protesting against social injustice and class inequalities done by the rich and powerful people of the society. He wants the islands of prosperity to be flooded with the dirt and stink of the slum. That means he wants that dirt and unhygienic condition of the slum area should be finished, and they should also lead the life of happiness and prosperity. There should be social justice to them also, not injustice. Social justice should be done to them also, and they should also be given equal importance in the society, as we all know that these people are neglected from the society, the people who are living in the slum area. Now children, I will be reading this line. Unless governor, inspector, visitor, this map become their window, and these window that shut upon their lives like catacombs break open till they break the town, and shows the children to green field and make their word run azure on gold sand, and let their tongues run naked into books the white and green leaves open, history there whose language is the sun. Well, now I will be explaining you the meaning of the new words here. Now here this map of the word means the map of the whole world, their window. Now children, whose window? It is not the window of the good school in the city, it is the window of the little school in a slum area. These windows, their window means the school of the little school window of the slum area, and these window means the environment of slum. That means what is the environment, what is the surrounding? It is full of unhygienic things. Shut upon their life. Shut upon their life means block their progress. They are not able to progress. Catacombs. Catacombs means underground graves. The graves which are there in the underground. Azure, sky blue. Gold sand, golden sand on the sea coast. Tongues run naked. Tongues run naked means express themselves freely. Tongues run naked, that means the person have a power to express his feeling freely. Now let's start. Why does the poet invoke governor, inspector, visitor? What functions are they expected to perform? So here it is the belief of the poet. Okay, here it is the belief of the poet. The poet Stephen Spender, he believes that governor, that the powerful and the important people of the city like governor, inspector, visitor, teachers, and many other powerful people like the people who are related with the political parties, they are the important and powerful persons in the modern time. The poet invokes them to help the miserable slum children. So he wants that these people should come forward, like the people like doctors, teachers, ministers. Okay, there are many people are there Okay, they should come forward to help these miserable children of the slum area. They should take one step forward to help them. They are expected to perform an important role in removing social injustice and class inequalities. So, they are expected to perform an important role in removing social injustice and class inequalities. They can bridge the gap between the two words, the beautiful word of the great and rich and the ugly words of slum. Now, children, it is the belief of the poet, and in fact, he is firm in his belief that these two classes can remove social injustice and class inequalities from the society. They can fill the gap between the two words, the beautiful word of the great and rich and the powerful people, and the ugly word of the slum areas people. So it is the belief of the poet that he can end this. Now, how can the map become their window? As I told you, the map can become their window because the two words exist. This map refers to the beautiful world of prosperity and well-being inhabited by the rich and great and shaped and owned by them. So there are two words in front of them. Two maps are there in front of them. One is the map which is referred to the beautiful world of prosperity and well-being inhabited by the rich and great and shaped and owned by them. Their windows refer to the lair, holes or hovels of the dirty, stinking slum where the poor and unfortunate children of slums live. The slum children will be able to peep through windows only when the difference between the two words is abridged. So children, the two words exist. The one is the word of the slum area and the other word is the beautiful word of the rich and prosperity of well-being people. Now, what have this window done to their life? This window have blocked their physical as well as mental development. They have shut them inside their filthy, dull and drab holes like the underground graves. Catacombs. Now, catacombs here means a long underground gallery with excavations in its sides for tombs. The name catacomb before the 17th century was applied to the subterranean cemeteries near Rome. So it was a grave of many people. Break or break open till they break down. Now children, break or break open means what should they break? They should break all the barriers and obstacles that bind these children and confine them to ugly and dirty surrounding. Now here again the poet is requesting the powerful and the important people of the world to break all the barriers and surrounding which bind these children and confine them to ugly and dirty surrounding. Explain till they break the town. Now children, till they break the town means till they come out of the dirty surrounding and slums of the town and come out to the green field and breathe in the open air. Where will their word extend up to then? Children, then their word will be extended to the gold sands and azure waves as well as to the green field. That means they will also come to the beautiful world where there is a gold sand. That means there is a nice shore of the sea, and azure means blue color waves as well as to the green field. Even they will have a full right to enjoy all this beautiful green field. They could enjoy the ocean, they could enjoy the golden color sands of the sea beach. What other freedom should they enjoy? So he is telling that what other freedom they should enjoy. That means they should enjoy freedom of acquiring knowledge as well as freedom of expression. Let the pages of wisdom contained in the books be open to them and let their tongues run freely without any check or fear. And when the moment they will be free to say their thing, they will get a real freedom. That means then they will come out from the slum area. Even they have a strong desire to play outdoors, and the some children are described in the poem that even if they will be given chance, they will also come and grow like the flowers in the open field. They will also there they will be learning the new language. They will enjoy the sunshine, the warmth and the power of the sun they will enjoy, and they would also be able to express their feeling beautifully. Okay, they will also enjoy the freedom of expression, so we should give them chance to express. All good things of life should be within their reach. So with this I end my video here. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.